You set an alarm this morning. You had a schedule, a list of things to get done. But here is a question almost nobody asks. What did your ancestors do all day before any of that existed? Before calendars, before clocks, before jobs? What did a human day actually look like? The answer is stranger and far more revealing than you expect. Most people assume ancient humans worked constantly just to survive, that every waking hour was a desperate scramble for food. This idea feels like common sense. It is also almost entirely wrong. In the 1960s, anthropologist Marshall Sahlins calculated how many hours hunter-gatherer societies spent acquiring food. Using field observations from groups like the Si Kung San of the Kalahari, his conclusion upended everything. These groups worked between 3 and 5 hours a day to meet all their survival needs. The rest of the time was theirs. Sahlins called them the original affluent society, not because they had things, but because they had time, 3 to 5 hours. Then think about your own day. Mornings began slowly. No alarm pulled them out of sleep mid-cycle. Sleep researcher Jerome Siegel studied 3 modern hunter-gatherer groups and found they slept 6 to 7.5 hours, waking naturally with the temperature drop before dawn. The first hours were social. Fire rekindled. Conversation started. Among the Hadza of Tanzania, morning time is thick with talk. Who dreamed what? What the day ahead might hold. This was not idle chatter. It was information sharing, the invisible glue that kept small groups alive. Your brain still runs this same protocol. The first thing you do every morning is check your messages. Then came the work. But not work as you understand it. A small group would leave to forage or hunt. The others stayed. Children played. Elders crafted tools. There was no universal obligation to labor simultaneously. Anthropologist David Graeber noted that the rigid synchronization of labor, everyone working at the same time for the same hours, is a remarkably recent invention. For most of human history, you worked when the work was there. You stopped when it was done. Foraging itself was nothing like you picture. Among the Hadza, women move at a relaxed pace through familiar terrain, digging tubers, collecting berries. They talk while they work. They rest when they want to. The attention required was sustained, immersive, present. When a tracker reads a print in the soil, he is not multitasking. Every sensory system is tuned to one thing. What you call flow, they called Tuesday. By midday, ancient humans rested. Anthropologist Kim Hill, who studied the Ache people of Paraguay, documented that midday rest was near universal in tropical hunter-gatherer groups. Your body still carries this rhythm, the natural alertness dip in early afternoon. For most of human history, people simply obeyed it. What you call a nap, your body calls coming home. Evening brought the group back together. Food was shared. Among the Kung San, Richard Lee documented a culture of deliberate understatement around hunting success. A man who returned with a large kill would describe it dismissively. Humility was not merely a virtue. It was a survival strategy that kept dangerous egos from fracturing the group. Then night fell, and fire changed everything. Polly Wiessner at the University of Utah published a landmark study comparing daytime and nighttime conversations among the Jew/Huansi people. Daytime talk was practical, but nighttime talk, gathered around fire, shifted almost entirely into storytelling, singing, and laughter. 80% of nighttime conversation was stories. Around fire, in the dark, humans rehearsed identity. They transmitted values. They remembered the dead. The campfire was the original social medium. The reason a screen in a dark room feels so compelling is that your nervous system does not know the difference. So here is what a day actually looked like for most of human history. A slow morning with fire and conversation, a few hours of skilled, unhurried work, a midday rest, an evening of shared food, and a long night of stories before sleep. No emails, no commute, no calendar blocked solid until 6 p.m. Your brain, your body, your nervous system, they were sculpted by that rhythm. The restlessness in back-to-back meetings, the hunger for deep work your schedule never allows, the pull toward unstructured time that always gets filled before you reach it. These are not personality quirks. They are ancient needs, wearing modern frustration as a costume. You set an alarm this morning. You had a list. The day was structured before it began. And somewhere underneath all of it, a much older version of you was waiting for the fire to catch, for the work to be enough, and for the night to be full of stories. That version is not gone. It is just waiting for you to remember it exists.